I am a procrastinator. I don't know exactly when this started, but I've been told by my parents and a lot of other people that I used to do a lot of things whenever I was young, which is kind of interesting because looking back on it, it really doesn't feel like much. But the little things that I did back then actually felt like they made a difference. One of the things that I did, like I'd mentioned in an earlier video, is I started playing the violin at like 4 years old. Now, I was forced to practice a lot for that. And sometimes I wanted to practice and I actually had fun doing it. The same thing whenever I started piano in the first grade. I really started having fun with it. But I don't know what happened. I think maybe video games played a part of it, or all the TV I watched whenever I was young, and even nowadays whenever I watch YouTube. All I know is that at some point, I stopped doing the things that I needed to do. I started taking the easy way out, and instead of doing the hard things that I needed to do, like practicing or doing my homework or learning my lines for that show that I was in, I was instead playing a bunch of video games and watching TV and doing whatever I wanted that I probably shouldn't have been doing at the time. I would go for a lot of the easy things, like some of the things that I just mentioned, like YouTube and TV, or playing games on my phone, playing games on my computer. Even when I'd eat, I'd try to choose the fastest, quickest thing that most of the time is the unhealthiest and the thing that's going to make me feel worse off the next day. I and so many other people just want to go for the easy thing. And that's not the way to go sometimes if we're really trying to improve ourselves. Even with this YouTube video here that I'm making, I tried to go the easy way out, and instead of actually making this YouTube video, I was watching YouTube videos and I was playing the Pokemon TCG mobile on my phone, and I really didn't want to do it, but look at me here now. I didn't procrastinate, and I'm actually making this video to talk about how much of a procrastinator I am today. I have a feeling a lot of people have seen this book on the shelves. This is probably one of the most incredible books I've ever read, and about a year and a half ago, this book right here had me in like the biggest chokehold. It is such an incredible book, and it really taught me a lot. And this is actually one of the reasons why I'm still making a YouTube channel right now. But I wanted to read a section out of the book here that is going to help me illustrate my point today. Pleasure is a false god. Research shows that people who focus their energy on superficial pleasures end up more anxious, more emotionally unstable, and more depressed. This is honestly really true for me. By procrastinating and doing things that were pleasurable in the moment, over time I just became a little more anxious, a little more emotionally unstable, and whether I knew it or not at the time, I was depressed. Especially looking back on it now, I've had to realize that me doing nothing made me depressed, and me right now even making this video gives me so much meaning. And if I was watching YouTube or doing something else that was instant pleasure, I probably wouldn't be as happy as I was right now. But Manson continues here. He says, pleasure is the most superficial form of life and satisfaction, and therefore the easiest to obtain and the easiest to lose. See, that's the thing, is that pleasure is really easy to obtain. And then soon, right after we finish it, it slips right through our fingers. I can have the most incredible meal at a fast food restaurant that I really like, and it's gonna go away once I eat it. And then the next morning, I wake up and I feel absolutely terrible. And this applies to this YouTube channel as well. About a year ago, I started this YouTube channel and I was making videos and I was holding myself accountable, and I wasn't procrastinating. And I was putting in the hard work instead of doing the short-term pleasure things like I was doing before. Fast forward to a couple months and I was moving, and I kept on procrastinating the videos that I needed to be making. Over time, I kept on saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to do it next month. I just need a little bit more planning. And over time, that just became more and more procrastination. And so just about a month ago, I said, I just have to do it again. So here I am doing it again with a couple more ideas. The point is that I gave into my short-term pleasure. I gave into the things that I didn't need to give into, and I suffered because of it. Because in the end, the short-term pleasure is going to make you suffer in the long term. What I'm really trying to say with this video is, don't procrastinate that thing that you're working on. Don't stop in the middle of your work. Finish that song that you're writing. Actually make that YouTube video. Actually work on that art project you've been wanting to do for a long time. Maybe it's even something that isn't just a hobby or a passion for you. Maybe it's your job. Maybe you should just apply for that job that you've wanted all along. Maybe you should work on something that you think is going to make you a bunch of money. Just don't procrastinate doing it. I've been doing it for long enough, and I'm finally realizing what I need to do to make my life work for me, and that's not procrastinate. But listen, if you guys like today's video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. I've got a new song that came out. It's called SOS. I'm going to leave a little clip at the end of the video. If you guys like it, please check it out. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you.